I think it's time we revisit the Odin Pro. Let's talk about that. Hello and welcome to Modern Broadcast. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at the Odin Pro again, this time looking at its specifications and some gameplay footage. AYN, an acronym for All You Need, is a gaming company located in Shenzhen, China. AYN is the new kid on the block, hoping to create the next greatest cutting-edge handheld for a competitive price tag. A quick look, the Odin is in a premium plastic shell and comes in a variety of colors. The Odin Pro is rocking a Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 quad-core CPU processor at 2.8 GHz and 8 GB of LPDDR4 RAM. The screen is a 5.9-inch FHD display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080p. It has a 6,600 mAh battery for all your gaming needs and a micro SD card slot. So let's go ahead and take a look at the device. As you can see here, there are dual analog sticks that feel great. They also click in, giving you R3 and L3. The ABXY buttons are very similar to the Nintendo Switch and have a tactile feel to them, but they're very springy, which is kind of nice actually. If you like the PlayStation Vita, then you'll absolutely love this D-pad as it shares the same design and feel. Up top here, we have a home button, and on the bottom, we have our start select. On top of the device, we have our L1, L2, R1, R2 buttons. This device is heavily modeled after the Nintendo Switch. From left to right, we have a micro HDMI port for 1080p output, a micro SD card slot, a vent for keeping the device cool, volume down, volume up, and the power button. On the left and right of the device, there isn't much going on. However, we do have some ambient lights that will light up here that we can turn on and off with the software. We'll take a look at that after we boot the device up. On the bottom of the device, we have two speakers in the corner of the device, a 3.5mm headphone port, and a Type-C charge port. With the Odin Pro, this Type-C port also allows for 4K output. The rear of the device again is very Nintendo Switch. However, AYN has learned from Nintendo's mistakes, and this device, in my opinion, is very comfortable. You wouldn't think the slightest grips would matter that much, but I honestly find it hard to play my Switch in handheld mode anymore after playing with the Odin. This device also has two programmable buttons on the back, and unlike the GPD Win 3, I never accidentally push them when holding the device. The device comes stock with Android 10, though I hear they're releasing an update later next week, so this may change. Unlike other handheld systems, the Odin isn't bloated with knockoff or sketchy apps for ROMs. It's clean and pristine. I'm not going to go over everything Android, as it's your typical experience. However, I will go over some features that are Odin specific. Pulling down from the top, you have access to your Android hotbar. And if you're playing a demanding game, be sure to click on the Standard button, as the Odin has three modes: Standard, Performance, and High Performance. Take note that the more power you use, the faster your battery will die, but you can still get several hours with that 6,600 mAh battery. Next, we have the ambient LEDs that will turn on the joystick and sides, or both. It just adds a little pizzazz to your gaming experience. Up next, we have fan speed. By default, the fan is off. When turning it on, again we have three different modes: Quiet, Sport, and Smart. I recommend turning on the fan when playing demanding games to help keep the device cool and running optimal. The next button we see here is Floating Icon. I recommend keeping that on, and we'll go over what that does when we do our Android gameplay testing. On the second page, I recommend turning on Force Landscape mode, as using this device vertically is a bit awkward. If you're docking your Odin with the Super Dock or just through an HDMI adapter, by default the screen turns off and disables the touchscreen. I found this to be a bit troublesome in my testing, as most Android apps and/or emulators will utilize the touchscreen in some capacity. To fix this, hold down the Android hotbar and click the gear icon to go to settings. scroll down till you see Odin settings. Scroll down to video output mode, and by default, the disable touchscreen when HDMI/DP is connected, that will be on. We want to turn that off. Now you can utilize the touchscreen while it's docked. The Odin also comes with this Odin launcher, which is just a front end for your apps and your emulators. I honestly haven't used it too much, but it's just a clean interface and kind of gives you everything Odin specific all in one place. As we see, we have the Odin settings, layout, and you can add all your apps and games that you have installed. Probably why most of you are here is for the gameplay. The Odin Pro is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to gaming, and honestly, I could probably make a whole video on different games running on the Odin. I'll try to condense this segment here, but let me know in the comments if there's a particular emulator or game that you'd like me to test, and if I get enough responses, I'll compile a video of everything being tested. Alright, up next we're going to be doing Genshin Impact, and really would this be an Android gaming video without talking about this game? I personally have not played this too much. I'm at the way beginning. I haven't made it to the first town yet. Alright, so here we are in game now, and if we swipe over from the right, this is what that floating icon is, and so we can see we got a key adapter. That's primarily what you're going to be utilizing in this, I would imagine, is that if you push this button here, it brings up and you can move controls. So this is the left stick, the right stick, and then you can place buttons by clicking here and dragging, and then you push a corresponding button to correlate that. So if I push the like button, it's going to be as if I'm touching that part of the screen. So if you click on each button, there is a different set of things that you can make it do, such as standard, auto fire, when pressed, when released. So it's pretty involved, and you can make this pretty complicated or pretty easy. So move any button up there to delete, and it will get rid of that.
These monsters have been getting too close to the city recently. My task this time is to clear out their camp.
So for playing this game, I would recommend turning it on high performance mode. This will create some fan noise, but it should let this game run more fluidly. So moving on over to GameCube here, we have Luigi's Mansion. So if you've seen my other videos of trying to play Luigi's Mansion on handheld systems, we had that black square error that kept happening, and right now we're not experiencing any slowdown. No black squares. This looks fantastic. The cutscenes aren't playing in slow-mo. Just overall a great experience. Alright, next up we're going to do some Mario Kart for the Nintendo GameCube. The Odin will have no issue playing this at all. I think I've said this in other videos, but I think Mario Kart Double Dash is by far my favorite Mario Kart game. My brother and I would play it a lot when we were little, and it's just pretty cool that it works in a handheld format now. Not every GameCube game is going to work flawlessly, but the majority of the library will. Oh, and then it just crashed on us completely. Okay. Alright, so here we have Nintendo 64. And I am actually playing with a Nintendo 64 controller with it plugged into the Super Dock. The Odin Pro should definitely be powerful enough to run any Nintendo 64 game that you may have in your library, and also probably upscale it and stretch it to widescreen if that's what you wish. This is playing flawlessly, and it was pretty easy. Just plugged in the Nintendo 64 controller and start working immediately. Alright, so here we are utilizing Steam Link to play some Final Fantasy VII Remake on my PC. In my experience, Steam Link doesn't offer the best quality that much, but it is playable, and there's only a little bit of latency lag from when I'm moving and then the character moves. Go ahead and see how this goes in battle, and we can see the quality kind of goes down a little bit, and we got some fuzziness.
You're coming with us. Nice and easy. Don't think so. Not bad.
So I have a 3-month trial of Google Stadia, and honestly, the Odin Pro is like made for Google Stadia. It plays flawlessly, it handles really well, and I really wish Steam Link could get the quality that the Google Stadia has. But here we have Dawn of the Monsters from Google Stadia. I've actually done a review of Dawn of the Monsters. It's a brilliant kaiju beat 'em up game, and if you have not seen that video or have not checked this game out, I strongly urge you to do so. I'll have links in the description down below. Honestly, I was skeptical of the Google Stadia being cloud gaming, and honestly, I'm impressed. The buttons are responsive, the controls, there's really no lag input. There's a decent lineup of games, and and I just absolutely love this game. Definitely check out Dawn of the Monsters by 13 AM Games if you haven't already. Overall, the Odin Pro is an absolute powerhouse in the handheld community. I honestly use mine every night before bed. The device is versatile, comfortable, and can play just about anything I throw at it. I'm excited to see where Ayn's next handheld, the Loki, which should release Q4 of this year. All you need may be the new kid on the block, but they appear to have the playground all figured out. Also, huge shout out, I can't believe we're teasing that 500 subscriber mark. You're all amazing, and I'll need to do something special when we hit that. Maybe we'll do a live stream of a game. Let me know in the comments below what you'd be interested in seeing. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on the Odin. I'll have links in the description where you can get yours today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. Take care.